Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to this Wednesday morning session. We're going to go over our market outlook and then our NQ playbook. We're here again together with Maciej and Patrick. Nice to see you guys.
Welcome,
Yeah.
traders.
Welcome everybody. Happy FOMC. Happy earnings. So could be an interesting day. So don't lose time. Let's jump in directly because today is a really busy day. Let's go.
Yeah, so today, a lot of events. FOMC this afternoon. I will be live on the Transpider channel at 2 with the team there, so we're going to cover that. But we're also going to be live after the event this afternoon. But for this morning, basically, what we want to see is not only what's going to happen at the FOMC, we're going to talk about the NQ, SPX, and VIX kind of like analysis. But most important is after market, we're going to see very big earnings. So we're going to have Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla. Those are kind of like the three first Max 7 to report. Tomorrow we're going to have Apple, and then we're going to have the other Google, Amazon, and so on. So very, very important. What we're going to do in the beginning of the session today is go over what's changed at the end of the day in terms of positioning, and that can help you maybe prepare for what could potentially happen after the market closes. So first, we're going to look at Meta. So immediately we can see our Q score. We are sitting on a very high option score. 5 is the highest number, so it's a very kind of bullish value for our option score. We're also in a very positive seasonality, right? And of course, we're seeing very high volatility. This is really normal ahead of earnings. When we look at the matrix, we see overall positive gamma positioning across the full chain. But what's really interesting is to come here and see how the option score has changed over the past week or so. So we were sitting in a very negative option score about 5-6 days ago, and now suddenly we've seen like a spike up of the option score, and also look at how this could have been predictive. So the spike from 0 to 4 could have really signaled the start of this really short-term trend that we've seen in the last couple of days. Momentum, we are neutral, so we can see here. And then, of course, very important, understand how volatility is being priced. So are we sitting in a high VRP environment, meaning that is implied volatility priced higher than historical volatility compared to the past? So we can see that we are sitting at a 67%, and that means that the volatility risk premium of Meta is quite high. As an option trader, that means that if you buy option, you're potentially paying a higher premium. If you sell option, you're potentially receiving a higher premium. And we can also come here and see the different values here, how this has changed, and obviously where we sit in terms of IV rank for the past year. Let me know if you guys have questions. If we go into Microsoft, also very important, we can see that also for Microsoft, this has changed, and we're going to see how this has changed. We're sitting in a very high or bullish option score. Seasonality turned positive, and also we are at the highest level of our volatility score. We can also look at the VRP here on Microsoft, and if we look at the option score, we can also see how this has changed over the past 3-4 days, right? We were sitting very bearish territory. Now we're sitting at a score of 5. And again, just take a look when we shift from 0 to 3, how this could have been a nice trend reversal signal right there. Let me know, Patrick, Maciej, if you have questions.
No, everything is right and clear for me.
Yeah, everything's good.
And lastly, Tesla. Nothing has really changed on the Tesla side. If we look at our option score, we've been in a neutral territory for the past kind of month, let's say. So nothing is really changing. So today is going to be very, very interesting. So yeah, just pay attention on Tesla, and also we are also very high on VRP. So when we look at the implied volatility versus historical volatility and how that differential has moved over the past few months, that's very interesting. So what's interesting here is that we are sitting in a low IV rank, but the VRP is very high. So overall, we are actually in a low volatility environment because we can look at the IV rank. But what the VRP is telling us that if we look at the difference between implied volatility and historical, we're actually sitting at the high value. So that means that even though we are in a low volatility environment for Tesla, the differential is quite high compared to the history. So that's like an interesting thing to see as an option trader if you're looking to play volatility. All right. Let me know if you guys have questions. If not, I don't know if I want to pass it on to you, Patrick or Maciej. Let me know.
Sure, no worries.
For me, there's no question at the moment. We have questions from the people, but I would say we will going into this later, because now let's cover first all other stuff, and then we will go in the Q&A and cover your question, Joe.
Okay. So let's start from CTA
Hey,
model.
I think you missed something, or did I not hear this? Hey, good morning, my friend.
I was saying maybe my mic didn't catch this. Oh boy!
Good
One more
morning,
time.
my friends.
Gold morning.
So let's go.
Now it's correct. Okay. High five. Gold. CTA models, bigger money right now after a little reduction, starting building something new. But let's check. Today is an important day. We have a lot of information around, especially 2 p.m. Eastern time. When we are checking our models as a picture, if you remember last week in our lives, I was saying and about 0.05 that this area and above 0.04 when we looking on CTA models is extended. Very often we have some reductions and not only, and voila, CTA exactly starting reduction in their position. But right now price of gold still rising, and today also crazy move after Globex open. So let's jump, let's take a see what is going on. So we start on 52.77, we cross 53, we was near 54, 53.50. Right now, after European open, we have reduction coming back to the median zone. And what we have above, risk trigger from GLD and blind spot sitting above 54. Right now we are near risk trigger converting from GLD to GCjet. 53, 30 plus minus, below blind spot A and GEX 7, and later 1 day max with call resistance with gamma wall, HVL, put support, supporting blind spots of course, and on the end near 5k, 1 day min with lower band from GLD is still sitting. What is crazy, of course, the pressure what we have, and why we have that kind of move on gold. Yesterday, Trump was helping us with this move, saying about gold, and voila, that was exactly the moment when he was speak about this. Boom, Dr. Dollar is dropping, and this have pressure to our gold price. So one more time, I will repeat and repeat. Usually, Dr. Dollar have inverted correlation to our metals, and if he is dropping, then metals usually going higher. I hope this is clear. So let's check what we have in our option chain. All expiration, boom, 54, 53, 52.50, 52. Later, we can say a little window, also with supporting piles on 51.50 and 51. And another one, the bigger, much more interesting, of course, 5k sitting. Then 49, crossing 49.00, we are jumping to negative gamma regime. Right now we are $400 above this price plus minus. So we have a lot of space to coming back to that place. Is it possible for today? I'm guess, of course. I will be not surprised. We have that kind of days in last year when gold was dropping plus minus around $400 in one day. Correct me, Patrick, if I'm wrong.
To be really honest, I'm at the moment focusing on ES and NQ. I have no idea. And
Okay.
there's some shit in the market, so this takes my full attention at the moment, to be really honest.
Very good, you are honest. 52 right now, the most important strike. 50 to 50 above, 50 to 70 later, tiny profile. Below 5100 we are jumping to negative gamma regime. So every time when we're sitting above 51 is very good. 52, a little fella building on the left side, the negative regime, but this right now is not such important. The biggest bar, of course, we should have in our brain later. 50 to 45, 53, and let's check what will be happened, especially after closing, after FOMC, because it's a crazy period. It will be very tricky, I'm guessing, so we will cover this coming back. Another expiration tomorrow, 29. Oops, and what we have? Negative gamma expiring, minus 1.64. Profile is very tiny right now, as everybody I hope see. From that kind of perspective, tomorrow day represent negative gamma regime and main strike 5K. And this is something good. So let's check what they will do. 52 for today as a main strike, 5K tomorrow using what we have in daily perspective, but tomorrow, of course, it also will change. So we will navigate everything. No worries about this. Later, GLD 48.5, 485. We are not such a far. 500, of course, round labor above. $16, 16 points left. Right now, from the bigger picture, one more time, where we are on the upper band, and usually where we are touching this place, we have some corrections, but today, perhaps we will not get correction, or we will get 50-50. With that kind of events, what we have in our calendar, there is no plan A, plan B, plan C. Please take your seat. Be careful. If you don't like trade in that kind of environment, it's the best to step back. Tomorrow is also day. Next week we have also a few days and new month, so no worries. We have time for this. If you are not feeling well, and also from my personal view, lower position, bigger distance should be sitting in your head. Why? Because volatility is still high, near 34. What it means is more than $100 per day as a normal move for gold right now. So it's a little bit crazy. And what it means that after crossing this, we are exhausted, but it doesn't mean that we are not continued the same direction. So be careful with this. Silver, amazing. Right now, 113, so plus minus we are near last highs. Yesterday, we have also rising deposits, what I was saying. So this information is confirmed very well. Right now, few metals without gold have higher deposit to input to the account. So let's check how pit session will work. We will start in few minutes, and later we will check what exactly we'll do with their position on silver. Above on silver, core resistance 120, another near 130 seal converting to silver futures. Below, put support 0 DTE HVL 0 DTE. Later we have 1 day min, and below, of course, put support HVL from seal, put support from silver and HVL from SEAL and 1-day mean from SEAL. Right now, plus minus 115. I'm guessing we will wait till 2 p.m. Eastern time to have some news from FOMC evening. Another interesting moves what we have and what they will do. Doctor dollar. We start today with a gap. On the beginning, we tried to cover this, but not exactly that what happened. So using 3-day gap rule, we have few days to cover this, and especially with that kind of event in the evening, perhaps. But I will be not surprised. Also, we have here few gaps on dollar. So let's check and see what they do, how we can try to help ourselves to have a clear view what is going on, what kind of condition we have. So dollar still in negative trend, dropping and dropping. The first barrier from the last highs when we drawing the line, sitting around with the time on 96.5. Then it will be interesting moment what will they do with dollar index. I hope it was clear. If yes, let me know. If no, if you have some questions, I will wait.
No questions so far. I don't know if I pass it on to you, Patrick, maybe?
Yes, of course. Let's go. Of course, I have to share again because I will have open so many stuff on my end. All right. Okay, cool, guys. So I think we should be thinking first about timing and what's going on in the market. As you was already saying, that we have earnings today, we have FOMC today. I think this is something clear, but also we have the Trump and Iran news in the market. So this is something where we should be very, very careful, monitor if there will be also something happen in the next few hours. This is a good news for NVIDIA, especially for us. If we're trading the NQ, that China was approved the sales from the NVIDIA chips H200. So this is also something good news. There was also earnings on Asia from chip makers. They was all positive. In Asia, there was a rising, and it was good for them. So this is also something what we should have in our mind. So in Asia, good earnings chip maker. Also, NVIDIA is approved for sales in China. So with this in mind, technical could be a bit stronger than usually. So this is also where we should looking for. And then, all right, let's jump in. Today I will start first with a little tiny recap on S&P. So let's take out the levels and bring on yesterday's gamma levels and our swing trading levels. So we was talking yesterday in the morning session and also in the afternoon session about the wall, and with the upper band we was talking about the swing trading model. I will not talk about the swing trading model, but what I want telling you is how good this is if you have also the swing trading levels on your chart. Look at this. It was hitting the upper band. It was working perfectly. So based on previous day levels, we're going above 1-day max, and then we're touching the upper band, and we're getting also the reaction here. So this is something what is also really cool. That's why I love to have also the swing trading levels on my chart. And especially, I think, Fabio, maybe you can explain again, what is the upper band when they see UB, when they see LB for the lower band, and when they see the risk trigger, because if people starting to having the swing trading levels on the chart, that you also understand what this is the meaning.
Yeah. and I can go into my screen. So basically, UB stands from upper band, LB stands for lower band, and RT stands for risk trigger. So every day we are going to give you two levels. The risk trigger is always there, but it could be sometimes above, sometimes below, depending on whether we have a lower band or an upper band. The goal of the lower band or the upper band is also to give you a directional bias. So in this case, for Tesla, we're still having like a bullish directional bias with a lower band of 374 and a risk trigger of 487. But if we go and open, for example, our let's see if we were where we are in QQQ, I think we have a lower band here. But if we go back one day, I believe we had our upper band. So yesterday we were seeing kind of like an upper band on QQQ, so we were kind of like in a bearish bias yesterday. Things changed after the close, so for yesterday you could have used that upper band here, and you see the risk trigger is below here. Here at the top you have the success rate of the upper lower band and the swing model. So the swing model considers all the days, and we take the success of either both of them. So you see that the success is basically comparing those two numbers there. So we have an overall success rate of the model of 94%, and then the risk trigger success rate is 49.04. That's not like part of the model. The risk trigger is just an additional value that we give you. Can be very good to understand. Okay, like for example, on QQQ, we typically break the risk trigger. That's a good piece of information to have if we were to get to that level, or if we go back to today, if we were to get to the new risk trigger level of 664 here.
Yep. Good point, Fabio. Really good point. So again, so this is at the moment in the play also our swing trading level. So be careful here with the upper band. You have also the upper band on 7042 on SPX. This is one thing what I want to give you today also in your mind. And then let's jump in again on SPX before we going into the VIX. I know VIX is really important for me. This is my number one, timing my entries. But there's one thing what is really interesting, and we was talking about this today also in the MenthorQ Pro Room with the members. So if you're looking into our one-day max, previous day levels, so here we have our previous day levels. I put this in yellow so that this is much easier for you to read. Previous day levels, and we have today's levels. So on the previous day level, we're hitting perfectly our one-day max and call resistance. And on today's levels, we are also on the one-day max. So we could be saying, okay, this makes sense that we're hitting today the one-day max, and on previous day levels, we're hitting also this on SPX. But this could be interesting, but I'm more on the side, and this is also what we was discussing today. Let's take it out. Let's take out also my drawings. For me, when is a one-day max break valid? It is really simple. So because of the different option chains what we have and the big correlation between the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, for me it's only valid if you're breaking the one-day max. If on all option change what we have, for example here where we're looking into ES, SPX, SPY, NQ, NDX, QQQ, if we're breaking on all option change the one-day max. Why? Because this is for me my confirmation that a break of the one-day max is valid. And very often, if you're breaking, for example, on Nasdaq, because I'm an NQ trader, if you're breaking on Nasdaq the one-day max, very often we have above one-day max, the call resistance, and this could be the next target, because here we have enough room for the one-day max, so that this could be one of the next target. This doesn't mean that this must be happened, but if we have enough momentum, if we have news in the market and we're going here above one-day max, don't make the mistakes that you think, okay, the one-day max, this is the expected move for today. We should be staying in the range, and this is now a good short opportunity. I was trying this very often, and I was taking my learnings to wait until we be on the whole option chain from S&P 500 and Nasdaq, breaking also the one-day max. Then this is confirmed, and we can think about plan A, plan B, and plan C. So this is one thing what shows up directly today. But now let's jump into the trading roadmap for today, because this is at the end what we want to do here, and little tiny information. Okay, let's jump into the VIX. We are now again on the put support. We were seeing our reaction on put support. Put support is not changing since yesterday. We're sitting on 16. What we was saying yesterday, I believe we have a range between 16.5 and 14.5 at the moment. And yeah, I think we could be staying in the range if we going above GEX 3 and we're breaking also the GEX 1 from the VIXI. Why? Because that's personally my blind spot levels on the VIX, because we have no really blind spots there. Then take a closer look later if we're coming into high vol ZODTE. There's the point where we're flipping from positive to negative gamma. And if we're getting a worst case scenario and we're going much more higher, yes, we have one-day max here, but also we have the call resistance and the call resistance ZODTE based on VIXI. And if we're hitting call resistance or put support on put support ZODTE or call resistance ZODTE, we have our A plus set up. So if we should coming today to one-day max, our A plus setup based on the VIXI is also showing up with the A plus. We was talking about this, but I'm liking more that we're coming a little bit back to put support, and then let's see if we're getting here a reaction, because put support is also an A plus setup. So this is really what I'm looking for. If we can going much higher, if we're getting more momentum, more volatility, ideally, perfectly would also going into the call resistance from the VIXI, especially with the news today. But we also fine with this if we came back to put support and attracting the one-day min. So this would be also really amazing. But if we going through the one-day min, we have also the one-day min from the VIXI, and this makes also totally sense. And this could be also a really interesting area, but I don't believe that we will see this today. This is in my mind how I'm reading the VIX at the moment. Just be fine. There's not so much action. Yeah, we see some sheeting in the market. Look at the SPX, how strong is the down move compared to the Nasdaq. Why I'm thinking that the Nasdaq is today one of our leaders. It's really simple, because we have tech earnings, we have the Nvidia news, chip makers was also having news in Asia with earnings, etc. was all strong. The market is connected together, and this is also really, really interesting. And again, we have a big wall here where we have blind spots together with our risk triggers. So take a closer look on this wall, and if we're going over the wall, then 27 140 could be one of our next target where I would be looking for. But again, we have here a huge wall with risk triggers and blind spots, and also the one-day max with the call resistance is showing up here. On SPX, what I'm looking for here, it's also really interesting at the moment. We have here a lot of blind spots with our risk trigger and upper band, and also the 1-day max with GEX 5 and 2. And at the moment, we also on the wall between call resistance, gamma wall 0DT, call resistance, and GEX 4 and GEX 3. So at the moment, it's looking like we are more hitting some resistance, but the market can be open. And what we was seeing in the last few days, first we was hitting to the downside, and then we was going through the walls and ending up at the top of the walls. This could be here, or this could be here, could be here, or could be here. For my plan A, if I won't be going long, I have this in my mind that we always going in the last few days at the top of the walls. So this is also something where I would be looking for if we having this today. But let's jump into the bigger view and also in the 30-minute time frame, where we have the full option chain from ES, SPX, SPY, NQ, NDX, and QQQ. Is there something what goes directly in our mind? Yeah, as you were seeing here, we have a big GEX wall compared from yesterday, yellow, and today we have here our wall. So very careful here on ES. And is there also something else where we should be having our eyes on? Let's quick double check it. Yes, yesterday's 1-day max where we have the call resistance is today also the call resistance. And again, it is the round number, the psychology number from the SPX. This is our 7,000. So very, very careful here. If we can go and prove this, again, 1-day max could be really interesting where we have GEX 5, GEX 2. And if we're going back to the bigger one, there was also our wall with the blind spots and also with the risk trigger and upper band. So it's completely worth to have a closer look into this. And then if we're going into our NQ, one thing what I'm seeing directly is our wall. If we compare yesterday levels with today's level, where we have 1-day max, GEX 2, GEX 5, call resistance, and again, call resistance, high wall 0DT, and put support 0DT. If we should really getting now the down move, I think this could be a really nice target. But this is only a plan A, B, C trade. This doesn't mean that this must be happen. But if we should getting a down move, I think this could be a really nice area. And if we're looking into the bigger picture, it is also a good area because why? Take a closer look here. From resistance becomes support. So that's why I think this could be absolutely valid. Look at this. We was talking about so many time about these areas last week and the days before that we always coming down here, but our resistance can become support. That's why I think this could be a nice area where we can have some retest again. From the SQQ, because when we're looking into the bigger picture, I like to compare the VIX and the SQQ. The SQQ at the moment is in a nowhere zone. It is interesting what would be happened here if we want come back to put support and put support 0DTE, or if we more going into the range from yesterday's 1-day min and today's 1-day min, or as I said, the put support range and the high vol 0DT range. So this is something where I be looking into SQQ, but again, in the moment, we stick in the range. Nothing has really happened. So that's why just wait for the market open. And again, GEX 5, I don't like so much the GEX 5, but the GEX 5 for me is my middle area, my 50% level. So if I'm thinking we're going through this with momentum, waiting for follow through, if we can targeting put support, or we retest the GEX 5 and came down to 1-day min, then we will see also the reaction here on the VIX. The bigger market view, if we're going into the Dow and if we're going into ES and Q and Russell all together, is there something what at the moment taking our attention? Let's take out the previous day levels so that we have only today's levels at the top. So really interesting for me, and I know you're sure you will be also see this also on your end. Look at this. On the Dow Jones, of course, I'm using the SPX because of the correlation, and I personally believe to convert for the futures, the SPX to Dow will be a good one. In this case, we are at the moment below call resistance on the Dow. We are also below call resistance on ES, and also we are below call resistance on the Russell. So that's for me a really nice indicator, so that we on the Russell, on the ES, and also on the Dow, based on the converted levels from SPX, below call resistance. The only one who's holding at the moment, and again, we have earnings, we have Asia, there was the news, we are above call resistance, and gamma was UDT, but here we are also below call resistance. So that's why we should be a little bit careful. Here we are below call resistance, but again, take a closer look. 0-day expiration or next day expiration on the 0 DTE ones, we are below. And on the NQ, we are at the moment above. So that's one thing what comes also in my mind if I'm developing my plan A, B, C. Again, I'm be more than happy if we retest the call resistance CUDT, gamma wall CUDTE, and put support CUDTE, as we was talking about here, that we retest these areas, because this would be in line that we also on the Dow, on the Russell, and on the ES below call resistance 0 DTE. But now, guys, I need a little bit coffee because I'm speaking too much, I think. But I hope this information helps you. We can also looking into our Magnificent 7, because then the picture is really complete. So what we have on our side on the Magnificent 7, one thing what I love to take a closer look is also comparing yesterday's one-day max to the one-day max from today. So we are higher on Apple. Did we see also some change in Microsoft? Yep, higher one-day max. Did we see also some change in NVIDIA? Yep. Oops, sorry, this was the wrong. We have a change here also. And we can look into this and max. So this is the ETF for the Magnificent 7, also higher. And let's take a closer look also in Google. Google is the only one who is at the moment no change, but maybe I was adding the wrong levels. No, I was not adding the wrong levels. So Google, we have no change, only Meta. And Meta is earning today, Fabio, correct?
Yes.
Meta, guys, and Tesla, because we have earnings, this is really interesting. One-day max is lower, and on Tesla, one-day max is also lower. Guys, is this interesting? On all other ones, the one-day max is higher, but where we have earnings, Meta and Tesla, the one-day max is going to the downside. This is a really nice indicator. And Fabio, what could this mean if the one-day max the next day is lower?
The next day is lower compared to the previous one, or
Yep.
That could mean either that the price moved lower or the volatility has gone down. So like the differential of the bands is lower. Yeah.
So guys, with this in mind, let's jump in now to the Q&A if you have questions. The only thing what I want showing you also is on the earnings one, the one-day max is shift to the downside. All other ones are shifting more to the upside. Really interesting. But for now, let's jump in the Q&As.
So I think there's a few questions on VIX. So a question is, do you use the end of day or the intraday?
Always end of the day.
Always end of day. There's a question here: is there any data suggest the market respects gamma level of on FOMC days? We are working on that sort of backtest. Yeah, we don't have that currently, but that's a very interesting one for sure.
How you put VIXI levels to VIX chart, also really simple. Use custom indicator and then convert, go into the Quinn levels, use the Quinn levels, put this in your custom indicator, and then convert VIXI to VIX. Really simple.
Yeah.
Now I'll be back in 1 minute.
Yeah, let us know, guys, if you have more questions. Anything interesting from your side, Maciej? I don't know if there's anything going on gold.
Yeah, we start right now. 20 minutes ago, pit session. We have a little reaction to the downside, but this is $30 on, or maybe 20 right now. Nothing special. Looking where we are and what kind of distance we have predicted per day. So right now, nothing. Let's build this eBay balance and later take a look what is going on. On overnight, we have the highest point on our gold. So it will be interesting. Do we cover this and then turn around, or it will be a tricky part and they are not going there and catch some long investors in this setup, for example, before we get FOMC meeting. Also looking to the last one, the new one, intraday snapshot from GLD, 485, 490, 480, 475 plus minus right now looking as our main battleground. So each time plus minus 5 points on ETF. So we can map this very clear to have plan A, B, C and set our alarms. And still looking to picture of ETF. After opening, we have a really big gap near right now $8. So it's very interesting. Why? Because it's plus minus $90. So looking at the distance right now after opening, $90 predicted move, connect the dots is interesting place for me. I will be looking at this, especially later with our pro members.
Yep, good point. And I think one thing is also really important, because if you be an Nasdaq trader or if you be an ES trader, is having really the bigger view of the market. Because I'm seeing this very often in the mentorship session that people are surprised how we looking into the market, me and Maciej. So for me, it's really interesting in having, again, only one chart for the bigger overview, like where I'm looking for, as example, what you see always on my chart, NQ, SPX, and VIX, but then go deeper and have the full option chain, like we was talking about with the Nasdaq, with the SPX. Then also looking into the full market and looking into the Magnificent Seven. And if we're talking about gold, Maciej, what we're looking for in gold, we're looking not only for the futures, we're looking also into the ETFs, we're looking into the dollar index, we're looking into 6E, we're looking into the bigger view, also the Japanese yen. We have always the bigger view on our end. We not stay slowly on one chart, correct? Maciej, we cannot hear you.
Oh, thanks for that. So, for example, if someone have problem with Japanese yen, then, for example, dollar index plus Japanese yen as a currency mode, and voila, you have all here. So if yen is growing, then We have that kind of picture, and right now also dollar is dropping, and dollar is on the first place. So 2 times we have 2 acceleration right now using dollar index and Japanese yen here. So 159 last time, near 160 we was sitting after, I'm guessing, 3 or maybe 4 days. 700 pips flush, very nice, looking very healthy. And let's check what they do later. So if somebody use USD and Japanese yen, then he can convert, for example, 6J to these currencies, and voila. But we have also, I'm guessing, forex exchange for this. So you can have a mega combo here.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, really good one, guys. So let's take a closer look into the questions now. We have few minutes left. So for Q&A, how you put VIX levels to the VIX, we was explained this already. Did I use auto ratio? Yes, I'm always using auto ratio because I cannot do everything. It will be too much. So therefore, of course, we're using auto ratio. Is there any data to suggest the market respects gamma levels on FOMC days? Market guy, yes. You have data there, but it's a bit work. We'll be working on something here on MenthorQ. It will be really amazing. But for now, let's go into our dashboard where we have the MenthorQ Quinn levels, and then use the levels from the last FOMC meeting, and then plot this on your chart. And then you can compare the gamma levels from the last FOMC minutes to now, or FOMC press conference.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there you can test this on your own end. It's really simple. But again, it's a bit work for you, but you can test this, of course.
Yeah, so you can you can copy the levels here. This is December, and then you can go into custom levels and just paste that here, and then go back in time and then see where the levels were on QQQ in this case. So we're going back to December. It would be around here. Yeah, so this was December 17. This would have been the levels, and you can go into a replay mode. Right. Okay. Right, let us know, guys, if you have more questions. Otherwise, thank you, Patrick and Maciej, and obviously it's going to be a lot of action today in our pro room trading, and then obviously this afternoon we'll be back with some after hours
Yeah.
price action, and we'll also be looking at the tech earnings as well. So we'll watch those close. So to follow us, just come to our YouTube channel or on X, and we'll be live later this afternoon.
Yeah, there's one last question. There's a live trading every day if subscribe to MenthorQ Premium. No, we are live trading every single day from Monday to Friday in the MenthorQ Pro Room. Live trading is public once a month. It's always when we have OPEX. So this is our special gift for you guys. So no matter if you're premium or you like what we're doing, then you'll be more than happy to be join us. But there's also some question, but let me check where was this. What do you mean with timing when I'm saying the VIX, that I'm using the VIX as timing? I explained my full VIX strategy in the VIX masterclass, what I was doing for our pro traders. And I think, Fabio, we was giving as bonus all premium members also the VIX masterclass, correct?
Yeah, it's on our general channel
Okay.
on Discord. Yeah, for sure.
There is everything explained how I'm using the VIX for timing my entries and exits. I was explained my completely VIX strategy, by the way. So I was completely open because I'm think the VIX can be a game changer for you guys. So that's why the masterclass was there. And also, again, if you be really interested in our masterclass series, we have a special guest on on tomorrow in our MenthorQ Pro Room. We will giving us a masterclass about the MenthorQ gamma levels, how we can use this, and also about the different option change and type of traders. This would be amazing. I'm more than happy that he was saying yes, Mr. Rogeri. Thank you again. All right, guys, see you soon. Give us quick a yes or no if this session was really helpful for you. Yes or no, so that we know we are here on the right path. And also click on subscribe, give us a like, and then we will see us later. But I will not go before I see minimum 10 yeses. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Not yet. We've got one. Let's go.
And let's go. Come on, don't be shy. Let's go. Let's go. But if you want, we can stay here. So we have 8 minutes left. So no worries. But again, Maciej, what you're looking for at the opening? Is there really something what takes your attention when we jumping into the opening, or you stay be more patient at the moment?
So right now, looking on NQ, we are not such a far to 1-day max. So it's interesting that we are starting near this place. I would like to see there some price action, maybe some shakes on the beginning. It will be awesome. On ES and SPX, what is interesting that we cross on SPX first time 7K. We still have some space going to the upside. Plus minus right now is $50 looking on ES price, but as you mentioned, someone is cheater because ES is a little bit far away from 1-day max distance that NQ.
Yeah, but don't forget Asian news with the earnings. We have also earnings, and so it's really interesting. So that's why I'm think tech today could be one of our leaders. As I said, yeah.
What else? Euro also interesting. After that kind of drop, we very quickly from 116 go to 120 and a little bit above. So using yesterday information, 6E was amazing. We have a really very good pressure there. Boom, voila. 118 with the news from Trump about the dollar, and we get plus minus 200 pips for free. That was such amazing. Also on euro, sitting a little gap. Maybe we'll cover this. Right now we are sitting on the middle of the range. 1-day max, 1-day min. Right now box, call resistance 0 DT, put support, gamma wall, HVL. So I hope that's clear. What we can expect when we have information about interest rates and other stuff. So remember that 55 plus minus percent near 60 of dollar index is coming from euro currencies exactly. Simple lines to have clear view. Voila. We not need more. Our box, so plan C, from my view on Euro, waiting till evening Papa Powell speech, and later plan A and B, one day max, one day min, or plan C, still sitting and nothing happened. But right now I will not touch this. Yesterday was enough for me, and waiting maybe next week after the moment that everything will be stabilizing one more time on the market, and we will try to push something.
Amazing. And about the swing trading levels on NQ, I would be really highlighting yesterday's session. I was talking about the swing trading model, how we can use this for NDX, SPX, NQ. So I think there is a lot of covering there. But if you want, we can also talk about this later in the afternoon if we have time. But we was talking about this yesterday a lot. I think it's worth to go into the replay. Maybe Fabio, you can post the link here from yesterday's morning session.
Yeah, 1 second.
All right. So time for a little break. Coffee, clear mind. In 15 minutes, we see us for our live trading session. Guys, this will be amazing. Don't miss our live trading session, especially
Okay,
today.
I will try.
All right. Fabio, you have the last word.
Thank you, Patrick, and see you guys later and tomorrow.